All right, little day off. Actually, it's one of these 2 days off things where just my 1 day on, 1 day off thing has been working out that my day on is a Saturday, and it just doesn't work. That's the day I phone home. There's no way I would get all the way back here in time to line up to the 12-hour time difference back home. That's all right. Just did some laundry. Nice laundry day, and it's just so, I think I haven't sorted out the details yet, but I think I am gonna end out my time in South Korea, not only on Jeju, but I think I'll just stay here in Seogwipo. You know, I'll get a little taste of Jeju City once I get there in my loop, but this is just nice, you know? I haven't looked into the specifics though, because this place I'm staying, it is only so cheap, 20 bucks a day, because I stayed for the whole month. I'm not sure how adding days in Airbnb works. Do I have to add a whole extra month to get that deal? Or does it all just combine? I've never done it before. And do I have a month? I think I do. And you know, I might still toss in a little bit of Busan at the end. Whatever. Point is, I like it. Seogwipo's just nice. Hanging out here. Just staying in the neighborhood, doing laundry, nice view of the fucking ocean. It's all beautiful. Yesterday, I also just kind of moseyed around this neighborhood, just a place I hadn't been before. At the top of the waterfall, if you keep following the water, you can go a ways up there, and it's a nice little park. And I'm like, this is nice. As far as places to be during a super brutally hot summer, which it's gonna be. Jeez, I mean, I have literally been wearing these clothes for an hour. You know, all I did was go to the laundromat, and already I'm like, ooh, I think these clothes are done for. Like, fuck. But yeah, if it's gonna be super duper hot, where better than a nice chill island? I don't think I want to be in the big bad city during this kind of weather. But anyway, since I'm doing laundry, let's do a little laundry talk. So if you recall, way back at the start of this podcast, just because I have no sense of what is a valuable thing to bring up and what isn't, I kept mentioning how I had too many pairs of underwear. It just wasn't lining up. Well, I finally got to the point where I had to buy some underwear, so I just went to good old Daiso, because it's so convenient. And I bought some pairs of underwear that were specifically labeled as for men. I don't know if this is just a Korea thing. I don't know if this is just a Daiso thing. Although Daiso was originally a Japanese company. I think they're owned by Korea now. But I guess I've never bought underwear in Asia before. And, I just grabbed 3 random pairs, 2 different brands, but they're both pretty much identical. And they don't have the little slot. North American underwear has a little opening in the front of men's underwear, so you can pull your little wanger out when you're at a urinal. You don't have to pull your fucking underwear all the way down. These don't have them. None of them have it. And I bought the largest size that they had, but it's not exactly huge. It is Asian sizes. But nothing about this strikes me as men's underwear. It's kind of stretchy. It's this spandexy kind of thing. And yeah, I'm just like stretching it over my body, and there's no opening in the front. It's just smooth, and it's like I could very easily imagine a lady wearing these. These are not men's underwear. But I'm thinking back, like, when have I ever even seen men's underwear in Asia? I guess in like creepy Japanese porn, when you got a bunch of goony guys mulling around in a circle. Waiting for, let's not get into the details, but I'm trying to imagine, like, what kind of underwear were they wearing? I guess I never really paid attention. Anyway, just, I guess be prepped for that if you're a fella buying underwear in Asia. It's just a little weird, and it's not a big deal, but I just know I'm going to forget that I'm wearing these underwear, and it's going to be some day where I'm all exhausted and I'm coming home and I'm half asleep, and I'll be standing at a urinal and I'll be fiddling around trying to pull my little wanger out. And I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to go, what the fuck is going on? And then I'm going to remember, oh yeah, these are those damn underwear that don't have any fucking, any opening. That is definitely going to happen. That is coming. That's in my future. But also in clothing news, I'm just wandering back toward the laundromat. I'm in between cycles. I don't exactly know where I'm going, so I'm just wandering. And it's like, whoops, I'm walking straight into the sun. This ain't good. But speaking of laundry woes, here, let's see if you can hear this when I walk. You can definitely hear that. It's fucking annoying as hell. That rainy day I went out walking, man, it did such a number on my stuff. Like, not only did it make all my clothes smell extra gross, but my boots, you know, they more or less recovered from the horrible smell. At this point, it's like I gave them a sniff this morning, and it's like, I think the terrible Febreze type shit that I bought is actually what I'm smelling, because it smells terrible in its own way. So, I mean, I guess mission accomplished there. But yeah, then one side started squeaking. And it's only when I walk heel to toe, which I believe I read somewhere is actually bad anyway. It's kind of like high impact. It's better to train yourself to try to walk more flat-footed or even a bit toe first. So I mean, in a weird way, maybe this will train me to walk in a better way. Because if I just walk in my normal heel-toe way, that squeak is so loud, so annoyingly loud that even if I've got headphones in and I'm listening to a podcast, I can just hear the squeak, and it's like, that's fucking annoying as hell. And I looked it up, and it's funny to see what other people, that, you know, at least you know you're not alone, to get like the very easily find results of like, why is one of my shoes squeaking? What is this shit? But there's a million and one reasons why footwear can squeak. And I tried fucking around with some stuff, and it's like, I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that definitely started happening after the rainstorm. I got one squeaky boot now, and it's like, god damn, that day was fucked. Doesn't mean I won't do it again, you know, because at least it gets rid of the heat. But I guess, yeah, now that I think back, I mean, because New Brunswick is so marshy, like I had proper rain boots during COVID times. On rainy days, I'd put on the galoshes. While I'm traveling, I can't really afford the space for multiple pairs of footwear, but it wouldn't hurt. It would be nice. That's one of the few things that I actually would. It would be nice to have dedicated rain footwear, that's for sure. But yeah, I always, this also made me think of how I just hold on to things as long as possible, like the the final pair of underwear that finally did me in. It was because like the band was separating from the rest of the the fucking underwear, and I'm like, all right, these have to go now. These are done. These boots, it's like, this is a minor inconvenience, you know. I'm certainly not going to buy new boots just because these ones are squeaky. Who knows, the next ones, I mean, it was hard to break these in anyway. They were quite painful at first. So you can't just buy new boots and expect everything to be great. So I'll just deal with this, it'll be fine. And in general, I mean, I do just keep stuff as long as I can. I keep everything as long as I can. This little day bag that I bought on Oyama Road, this thing has been falling apart way faster than the one I bought there in 2019. The zipper on the front broke, so it's just tough to zip and unzip it just because the little handle came off the zipper. Part of the strap broke, the hook on the strap, so I had to tie one side of this, like tie it permanently. But you know, it's just like, whatever, I don't care. I'll hold on to it forever. The one I was most proud of is the audio recorder I had before this one. Man, I got it in like 2008 or 2009. And I had it till 2023. And in that time, it went through a house fire. It was recovered by firefighters. It was all burned. And it didn't work at first. And then even after that, I dropped it in my friend's fucking toilet once. And it didn't work for a while. And it survived all those things. And then finally, it literally just, I dropped it and it split right in half. But yeah, I'll keep stuff as long as I can. I like holding on to old stuff more than I like getting new stuff. But I always forget that that's not generally how things work. Not just with individuals, not just with people, but especially in the world. Because I've been at this hotel long enough that I'm noticing stuff like they replaced all of the tables and chairs in the dining area, and they got like a new fridge and they got a new water thing, and they just like got all this new stuff, but the old stuff was fine. Like, it was totally fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And at first I was like, that seems weird. But then it occurred to me, like, oh yeah, if you run like a hotel, you cannot do what I do. You cannot follow my inclination of just waiting till the last fucking moment. You can't wait until all the tables are all fucked up, and you can't wait until the fucking fridge breaks. You can't wait until things look bad, because then they'll look bad. You know, people will think that your hotel sucks, or that it's run down, or that it's falling apart, or that it's mismanaged. And that just never occurred to me ever. It's like, oh yeah, you just gotta, even when everything is still great, you know, who knows how long they had those previous tables, you know. I would guess probably no more than a year. They all seemed fine to me. But you just gotta move on. You just gotta get new ones. And it's like, yeah, that's so weird. If I ran a hotel, I'd probably get bad reviews just because I'd be like, hey, fuck it. Let's just keep all this stuff as long as we can. Have a nice, let's extend this nice beachy vibe of this neighborhood to everything. Let's just make everything be so chill and laid back and relaxed. But yeah, that would not do. 4 minutes to go on this laundry. One last thing on laundry day, and then tomorrow I'll get back to the proper adventure, the circumnavigating. So last episode, I went up on Seongsan Mountain, the one that costs $5 to go up, where supposedly you can see a cool sunrise or whatever. Which that doesn't seem so crazy now that I realize it's really not that hard to get up there. The buses go really nearby. It's not that hard of a walk. You could get up there for the sunrise if you cared, and maybe that's when it's the money melon. Maybe that's when it's epic. But when I was up there, I was pretty nonplussed. The view behind me back at the city was awesome. But the top was just like, okay, yeah, there's the ocean. But what I forgot about until I was sitting waiting for the bus on the way home that night, and I was looking at the fancy ticket they gave me. They gave me a way fancier ticket. The little $2 tickets for the waterfall, those are just like paper, black and white tickets. This $5 one had a picture on it and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about this, that the top of that mountain is a caldera. It's, you know, like a bowl. And I guess if I had remembered that while I was up there, maybe I could like triangulate in my brain and kind of be like, oh, okay, here it is. But I guess what is interesting is that it looks so good from a helicopter view looking down. It looks so cool. But when you're right there, this doesn't surprise me really. Like, mountain views are never that impressive when you're on the mountain because you can't see shit. You're on the mountain. You know, looking off of the mountain is the cool part. So yeah, I had no sense that there was a caldera up there at all. Like that it was a bowl. I couldn't even tell. And I wonder if it would be that same way if I went up Mount Halasan, because I mean, at this point, I've very much decided I'm not gonna take the 9-hour journey to get up and back. But that was one of the big parts, is that there's a caldera at the top, a volcano top, you know? And I was like, would that be cool? But now I'm starting to think maybe not. Maybe I'd get up there and I don't know what it looks like to see one of those in person, except this one example from the other day, and it was nothing. It was indistinguishable. It just looked like the top of a mountain. So I don't know, something to keep in mind, something that I learned. Little things that I learned. Harsh weather can make your shoes squeak. Asian underwear doesn't seem to have a wang opening in the front. And it just totally unsupportive as well. Like this spandexy stuff. Like again, I don't feel like it's not holding my fucking junk in place at all. I don't like these underwear. That hotels have to replace stuff long before it starts to look old, and that when you're right at the lip of a caldera, you may not even realize it because from that viewpoint, from that vantage point, it doesn't look like shit. So there's my updates. There's the things I've learned lately. Okay, let's fade out, and then we'll fade back in tomorrow, where I'm going to continue my adventure. There's a mountain that I saw from the previous mountain. It's like, I think there's another mountain coming up. And I looked it up briefly, and it's free, and it's only 15 minutes to hike up. That's one thing, is like, these mountains, like, it really is such a short, it's never hard to get up them. And that made me realize that, like, this shield shape of Mount Halasan, that's really what's doing me in. I may or may not be able to walk up 2,000 meters. I mean, that's really far. I'm not saying it's not far. But that's not the killer part. If you were just walking straight up it would take 2 hours. It's because it's gradual and it's flat. And that's why it takes all fucking day to walk up and down. That's the real killer. It's not necessarily the height. The fact that it's an easier hike, like, maybe is worse. Although on the other hand, those mountains in Bukhansan were so steep that I literally couldn't go to the top. I was too scared. So whatever. Everything's a trade-off, I guess. There is no better thing. The gradual walk up is a lot less fear-inducing, but it just takes way fucking longer. Even like in Fukuoka, on Abura, on Oil Mountain, hiking straight up it takes like an hour. Walking down the gradual forestry road takes 2 hours, if not more, because it's, yeah. Anyway, that's not the kind of volcano this is. This one, it's not steep, so whatever. Nothing I can do about it. But the mountain coming up, even though it looked pretty big in the distance, and I'm like, whoa, a big mountain. But then, yeah, when I saw the review say, yeah, it takes 15 minutes. I'm like, oh, yeah, of course it only takes 15 minutes. That's, that's how long fucking Seonsan took. Or, man, what was that fucking mountain in Jeju? That one was fucking crazy because it was like 700 meters in a single kilometer. But yeah, that didn't take that long. Was that like 40 minutes? If you're just going straight up, it just doesn't take that long. But anyway, all right, let's fade away, and then I'll meet you back here tomorrow, or for you, right now. Well, I might not be getting on with my adventure tomorrow. It's like 3 in the morning, and that's not so weird for my sleep schedule. But I was just sitting at the computer doing my little call home, and I was definitely flagging toward the end, just like, whew, something's going on. And then I had some some gastrointestinal distress. That wasn't so great. But that was a few hours ago, and I was like, oh, well, that's all right. That'll be okay. And then I just got hit with these really bad stomach cramps. And it's like, oh, what is that? Oh, no. And now they're just kind of intermittently hitting. I thought they were like, oh, maybe it's passing. But no, it's not. It's not passing. And I was thinking about it, and I think this could just tie in with the last segment. I'm just recording this to get my mind off things. I was like, should I just get dressed and go for a walk? That might get my mind off things, but I think that's probably a bad idea. When you got stomach pain, to just go wander in the middle of the night. I haven't had eggs for my little kimchi and noodles combo in a bit. I just haven't bothered to buy them. So I bought some, and it's just 2 eggs in a little container. And one of them had a cracked shell, and I didn't think that was a big deal. I mean, I'm tossing this in hot water to make Mr. Noodles and kimchi and stuff. And I rinsed it all off and whatever. Anyway, that seems to be the culprit. I just did a little Googling, like, should you eat eggs that have cracked shell? And the answer was an emphatic no. No, the shell keeps the bacteria out, you stupid idiot. I'm just going to chalk this up to more, I got food poisoning in Japan also. Real bad from weird fucking Family Mart chicken. But I'm still kind of chalking this up to these convenience stores in South Korea, man. I'm not feeling it. I shouldn't have bought eggs, I guess, from there. Like, because I'm just thinking, like, I don't think this would happen in Japan. This seems unlikely. Even though, like I said, I did get food poisoning in Japan, so maybe I'm just being ridiculous. But, the fresh food thing, stuff comes in and it goes out that day, where in Korea it definitely sits around a little more. And I guess just these lukewarm eggs sitting on the thing, and then I bought them, and they're supposedly fine for 10 more days, but the cracked shell, and then the other one, I checked the other one, and it has a smaller crack, but it's cracked too. Like, why the fuck do these eggs have cracked shells? Anyway, I didn't realize that was such a big problem, but it seems like it is. It seems like cooking it up in the noodles was not enough. Anyway, yeah, at first, I always have so much bravado at first. I'm like, whatever, this'll pass, this'll be fine. Heck, maybe I'll be fine tomorrow, whatever. But then, yeah, this is just not going away. And at this point, I don't think it's like in Japan. In Japan, I was fucked for like several days. I'm still kind of confident that by tomorrow I might not go out and gallivant around, but I figure this will probably pass. But for tonight, it's very unpleasant. It hurts. It hurts bad enough that even though I'm not good at vomiting. So today I was like, oh man, I bet that would help. I bet I'd feel better if I could just throw up. And man, I really tried. My gag reflex, man, damn it. I really had to just like shove those fingers down the throat, and I managed to make myself retch a few times and salivate. But I don't think I have any neighbors right now. I haven't heard anybody tonight through these paper thin walls, but it was just getting gross. This big, loud sound, and nothing was fucking happening. Then I did a little Google search about that. Why do I retch and I can't throw up? And that's when you get into the disturbing bulimia side of the internet. That's like I wish you well. I know telling you to stop won't help, but let me tell you about the damage I did to my body through my eating disorder. But that being said, you just gotta fucking, I guess if I had salt water, if I had salt, that supposedly helps, but drink a bunch of salt water and then just put those fingers down your throat and just hold them. Just hold them. Don't stop till you throw up. And I was just like, oh, geez. This is just making me depressed to even read about. And I just, whatever. I would love to be able to throw up, but I just fucking can't. This is working though. This is getting my mind off it. Maybe if I did go for a walk, but I mean, I'm also fucking tired. It's 3 in the goddamn morning. But I bet if I did go for a walk and just did a stupid podcast, it would probably take my mind off it. But yeah, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea. In case this does get worse, stay here. Stay here where I got a washroom. You know, I was looking at the Airbnb stuff, and I have, after this booking, I have 34 more days in South Korea. So I checked, and it's like, yeah, I can just extend this Airbnb for the same $20 a night price, because otherwise it's $30. And then I was looking around, and there is stuff. There's places that would be $1,500, but they clearly want to rent it long term, because then the long term price is like 500 something. So this would be 700 something at the $20 a day. And there are some places where I could get down to the mythical $15 a day. One of them is even a hotel not that far from here, but just from the pictures, you know, it's like a very small kitchen. You know, the room looks pretty comparable, but that just suggests that it's a much smaller hotel. And then beyond that, a lot of it is either women-only places, which is a shame that there's no choice for that on Airbnb. You have to individually scroll through the stuff, because they do that a lot in South Korea. And I don't begrudge them at all. Women-only, it makes sense. If I was a woman, I would love to have women-only places, but it's just there's no way for me to turn it off, which is slightly annoying. But then there's places, you know, where it's communal and bunk beds, and I don't want to do that. But there are some places where I could have my own room. But yeah, it's generally shared bathrooms, or the one place that is more or less like this is still smaller. And I don't know, I think $5 a day, it might be worth it just for I like that this is a nice big hotel, because I like the anonymity. I just want to float through the process, you know, don't worry about me. And I guess just that I'm already here and I know how it all works, and it's I'm just comfy with the neighborhood, comfy with the bus routes, comfy with the processes of how things work here. Not very comfy with how fucking mosquitoes keep getting into this room somehow. I killed 2 of them today, but that's the only real problem. Oh, see, I think I'm feeling better. I haven't had, since I started yammering, I haven't had another big contraction in the gut. It's probably too much to ask that it's just getting better already. But yeah, even though I'm all about if you can find a place for $15 a day, fucking do it. But I mean, come on, 20, 15, what's the difference? God damn it. Think it'll be worth it just to be comfy. So then I guess the question is, do I stay here right up to the bitter end? Or do I go back to Busan? Or there's even a part of me that was like, you know, if I was going to go for just a quick 1 week back to the mainland, I'm actually pretty curious about Seoul in the summer. Go back to Bukhansan. go up to the mountains in the summer, but it's probably just a fucking heat nightmare. It's probably not cool at all. It's like nice in the winter that there's snow up there. It was like really cool. It's probably worse than, it's just probably hot as fuck. Less polluted, but hot as fuck. So I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do any of this stuff. So then the other question is, do I take a little flight to the mainland and then leave from there if I go to Taiwan, or do I take the flight straight from Jeju that goes through Singapore where I got to stay overnight in the airport? Because that seems so dumb. Why would you deliberately do that? But I really had a fun time in Calgary. I mean, the Calgary airport, though, was enormous. Got to assume the Singapore airport's not that big because that is a tiny country. But I don't know, man. Maybe it'll be fun to just go sleep overnight at the airport again in Singapore. Try that out again. But either it'll be like it'll reinforce my confidence, where I'll just be like, fuck yeah, I can just stay at the airport overnight. This is just a thing I can do that a normal traveler would never want to do with limited time. But for me, it's almost like free rent for a night. I just get to stay at the airport. Yay. Or it'll be a nightmare. It'll be miserable. And then I'll realize I just got lucky in Calgary and that I should not be doing shit like this. But anyway, thanks for joining me while I try to take my mind off of my stomach. It's not feeling better. In fact, I think I feel some pain coming back on. But it was really hurting. A few of these bouts were really hurting. I don't know, I drank a bunch of water just because I didn't have the salt water, but I just drank a bunch of water. Maybe that helped. Whatever, just rambling now. But anyway, add that to the lessons. Don't eat hard or soft-boiled eggs that have a crack in the shell. Because I can't say for sure that's what the problem was, but it seems pretty fucking clear that it was. That other egg, that's going in the garbage. And I will buy no more eggs from the convenience store in South Korea. Hey, maybe I just got unlucky once, but whatever, dude. Fuck it. Yeah, the convenience stores, I mean, like I've said before, the vibes, man. The vibes are definitely that just buy fucking super produced plastic food. That's all. Don't try to buy anything that's like real food from the fucking convenience store in South Korea. Just don't bother. The way convenience stores kind of double as like little grocery stores in Japan, that's just not the case here. This is far more comparable to just trying to buy quote-unquote real food from a North American fucking gas station or something. It's a bit better than that, but the proof's in the pudding. My belly's a-hurting. Anyway, yeah, I think maybe this is passing. That I've been talking this long and it hasn't gotten real bad, that's a good sign. Anyway, thank you for listening to my rambling. I guess we'll fade out now, and we'll see. We'll see if I make it to have an adventure tomorrow, but probably ill-advised. Should probably take another day off. But that's another nice thing if I just book another month here in Jeju. Just makes things so much more cash. I like too, I guess, before I go, like just this idea of circling the island is just cool, man. Like if I go back to Busan, I did a pretty good job of exploring Busan. I could go to another city, like maybe I'll explore more next time I'm circling the earth. But just that, it's just kind of in all the other places that I've been, it's so much more general. It's just a general exploration. Oh, I'll try going here, I'll try going there. It's just kind of fun here on Jeju to have a much more distinct goal, like a path. Like just circle around. The only thing is going to be weird is if I complete the whole circle. That'll kind of be a little strange if I come back to Jeju sometime. It's like, oh, I already did this circle. Could do the other circle the other way around, I guess. Is that a mosquito? Did I just see a fucking mosquito? Alright, well that'll give me something to do. Because mosquitoes are unkillable without the additional speed and torque of a rolled up shirt or a rolled up towel or whatever, and then you just fucking wow. Oh man, yeah, I'm fucking exhausted too. This fucking sucks. Oh, all right. Gonna fade out now. Gonna fade out now. Whew, the next day, and luckily everything is basically all right. What the fuck, man? So it's weird how recording a podcast, it really does help take your mind off stuff. This reminds me of when I was in Chiba and I was all hungover and I felt a lot better while I was podcasting. I don't know, I guess it's because it's like, you know, giving a little TED talk or something. I mean, there's a lot of dead air in these that I snip out. But, you know, I'm still more or less trying to talk. You know, I think it just takes more of your brain. Talking is insane, I guess, you know? I mean, the fact that we're like the only animals that can really do this, that we have these gigantic brains that take tons of energy and resources just so we can fucking yammer shit. You know, we take it for granted, but you gotta put your mind into it to think about what you're saying and to plan it out and for it to make fucking sense. And even just, you know, be mindful of your diction and stuff. You know, like right there, little dead air while I looked around while crossing the street to make sure I didn't get murdered. You know, that's the kind of thing I could edit out. There's little stuff like that, but basically, there's more or less a continuous stream of thought. I mean, that's one of those things that's so weird about people that have like schizophrenia and stuff, is that it almost makes sense. You know, you're listening to them and it's like, this almost makes sense, but you realize at some point, unfortunately, I know some people with these afflictions and it's like, it's just logorrhea. It's nonstop stream of consciousness that just doesn't actually connect. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is just to talk. To talk takes a lot of focus and energy. And it takes your mind off your problems. Because as soon as I stopped recording myself last night, my stomach started hurting really bad again. And it's like, wow, it's like weird. It was, I don't know, it's like meditation or something. It's like how you can be some cool monk who can walk across hot coals or something. It's obviously not that intense, but it's sort of a version of that idea. So I had the battling problems of exhaustion and intense stomach pain. And I was just lucky, I guess, that the exhaustion managed to win, where at one of the points when my stomach wasn't hurting as bad, I managed to fall asleep in that window at like, I don't know, 4 a.m. And then by 7, I woke up at 7 and I just had terrible gas. It's just like, whoa, evacuate soul. But I felt, even by then, I felt way, way better. And I was thinking already at that point, I'm like, maybe I'll make this happen. Maybe I can go somewhere today. Maybe I can do a thing. I mean, it'd be a bad idea, but anyway, yeah, I couldn't really fall asleep for a while, and then I fell asleep till like 3 p.m. And when I woke up, I still felt like, you know, not great. I felt like I didn't feel like a man who slept all day. So it's like, ah, fuck it. Well, then I'm still like pushing though in my brain. I'm like, all right, maybe it's a little much to go around the loop that way. But what if I started going around the loop the other way? And it's like a little awkward because the 201 bus doesn't become the 202 bus here in Seogwipo. It is a bit west of here. So that's going to make that part of the journey a little weird in general, that I'm going to have to transfer every time. But I was like, yeah, I could do that. Now that I know how the buses work, I could hop on the bus, I could go out there, I could start going the other way. But it's like, just fucking relax, you fucking weirdo. Just take a fucking day off. You were fucking sick as shit last night. Come on, you were trying to make yourself puke. That's how bad it was. Take a day off, asshole. So I'm gonna take a day off. Just wander around this nice little neighborhood. But yeah, I really do like it here. it really has been nice in South Korea how, I made my begrudging peace with Seoul, enough so that I do want to go back sometime. And it's just Bukhansan. It's Bukhansan alone. If it wasn't for Bukhansan National Park, I'd be done with Seoul. I'd be like, no, you're good, Seoul, you do you. But that park is so amazing, and those mountains are so cool, that I could see going back just for that. So I'm glad I at least hit that level. And Jecheon is similar, I probably will go back to Jecheon sometime, just for the fuck of it, and I will start exploring a little more with the buses. There is some stuff around there. It's one of those things, maybe I'll only go back one time. But then getting to Busan right away, I was like, fuck yeah, all right, now I'm feeling good. And then Jeju is just, it's kind of not exciting like Busan is. If I was to live somewhere for real and true, maybe it would be Busan. But to just live somewhere for a summer, man, Jeju's good. It's just so comfy, It's like, it's beautiful, tropical, amazing island, but also kind of not exciting, Just that weird lack of action, that lack of energy is kind of what's nice. It's just a chill place. It's just cool. So yeah, taking the day off, just hanging out in my little neighborhood, fuck it. Fuck it. Nothing wrong with that. All it needs, man, all it needs is for that one Adia coffee that was supposed to be in Seogwipo to still be open. And it would just be perfect. Though now that I've found the other ones, I could do that too. Just take a shorter bus ride just to go to this one coffee shop. Fucking weird behavior. But yeah, all in all, could be a lot fucking worse. This is nothing compared to like what happened to me in Yokohama. This was just a one-night thing, a one-night stomach pain. Threw away the other fucking egg, and that's that. Tomorrow for sure, barring an act of God. It was a little bit cloudy today too. It's a bit of a shame. It would have been a good day to go get a little seaside hike in, but maybe it will be tomorrow too. I guess we'll fucking see. So yeah, now let's do another little fade out and see either am I back on track or has something unexpected and terrible happened. Let's find out right now. All right, I'm finally back officially on the circumnavigating journey. We're into June for real now, the time of year where it's specifically recommended on a site that I saw not to do this, not to be outside walking unshaded around the edge of the island. And along those lines, it's like, it's almost 1 p.m. It's a pretty good start time for me. It's about as good as it's going to get. By the time I get there and get going, it'll be about 2. But man, even just walking to the bus stop. So hot. I think the little sign, it's neat how they got the they have the LCD screens at the bus stop. So it said it was 23 degrees Celsius, but I think the, feels like temperature, it's like 26 or 29. It's fucking really hot. And that's one thing that's making this bus ride feel better is, the buses give me a bit of motion sickness here for whatever reason, but they're also air conditioned. I didn't really realize till today the air conditioning in the bus, but it's like, fuck, this feels good. This makes me glad that it's going to be a long ride. It's like, soak it in, man. Soak it in. It's on the other side. It's going to be hot as fuck. All right, I got off the bus at the same stop that I got off to go to Seonsan last time, where I looped back around to the cool peninsula with the wild fucking horses and shit. Oh, there it is, actually. Just looked over to my right through some buildings, and there's Seonsan. So now I'm just walking further up, but I'm not directly on the coast. I'm just walking through a neighborhood. Walk past the Daiso. But since the coastal markers for the Olle trail, the orange arrow, it points over to Seonsan, which I already did. So I'm not following that direct route. I'm just going onward. And presumably I'll hook back up with the guideline arrows after. And there's like a mountain somewhere in the distance. This is definitely a weird part of the journey of knowing what's coming up, because I was on Seonsan and I got to see the coastline and look across it. And there's some kind of mountain. That's the main plan today, is to get to there. And I was like looking to see if I have the Jeju free Wi-Fi. I was gonna try to find it on the map and put a pin to make sure I don't miss it. But then I was thinking, like, it's a fucking mountain. If I miss it, then it deserves to be missed, you know? Presumably I'll be able to see the fucking mountain. But it's always surprising how as you get closer to these things, they're weirdly hard to see because they can get hidden behind stuff. Like, there's definitely a mountain behind me, but that's not the one. Because, you know, this thing, it's not like enormous. It's not a super huge mountain, but it should be big enough to find. Anyway, so I'm just heading forward, and we'll see if I connect back up to the shore. It's kind of cool too, now that I've got this better sense of what heights mean, because when I first got to Japan I had no idea, but just that I've been paying attention, and now I'm starting to understand. And it seems like everything around here is about 200 meters or a little less. And that made me, out of curiosity, look up Mount Royal last night. And Mount Royal in Montreal is about 230 or something, somewhere around there. And then I also learned about prominence. Kind of the more important number is the prominence, which is like how high is a given mountain based on what's around it. And the prominence of Mount Royal is like 227. It's like almost the same. It's like super prominent. Everything in Montreal is roughly sea level, and then there's this giant fucking mountain. Boom. Because, yeah, a lot of these numbers are a little weird. They're a little, the pure height of the mountain really is not as relevant as the prominence. But it's kind of hard to find the prominence number sometimes. It's funny, too, just how frail human constitution is, where I was just saying in the bus, like, oh man, it's so hot out. Sure is nice to be in the air conditioning of the bus. I'll take motion sickness over that. Fuck it. But then once I was on the bus for a while. What time is it, by the way? How long was I on the bus? Yeah, it's a little after 2. But yeah, once I stopped sweating, then the motion sickness starts hitting. And it's just immediately, I'm just taking for granted now that it's temperate and nice temperature-wise. And then I start feeling queasy, and I'm like, oh no, now I'd give up the, it's not so bad to get off the bus. I'll be hot again, but I won't be queasy. Can just never be pleased, that's all. Okay, here's a Y junction. So I'm gonna take the side that goes closer to the ocean. That's one problem with these hour-long bus rides, is I would definitely like to find a washroom. I'd like to take a little pee, but it's impossible to say when the next washroom's gonna show up. But yeah, with these very long bus rides now, I'm pretty much guaranteed to start every journey, since, you know, all I did before I left the house was drink some coffee and some water. I'm gonna be guaranteed needing to pee at the start of all these journeys from here on in. That's annoying. But yeah, it's very breezy, and actually doesn't feel very hot right now, but it'll probably hit me. I'm sure it'll start wearing me down. Oh, this is nice. I'm on a little side road now, and I'm just walking past a cabbage farm And there's Seonsan out in the distance to my right. Yeah, that's just a backhoe. Is that noise? Someone is backhoeing rocks. Wow, this is nice out today. Uh-oh, construction on the road. This is sort of a mistake. I shouldn't have come down this side road. I was just trying to go nearer to the ocean. Let me put this recorder away till I get past this construction. There we go, just had to skirt through some construction, but this is pretty nice, just being away from the traffic. Just once you get on the little side road, suddenly there's 0 cars. It's so quiet, so nice. Although, along with the washroom, I also kind of wanted to stop at a convenience store and just buy some fucking, some melon ice cream bars. I love those fucking things. I got some from a 7-Eleven yesterday. I grabbed 2 and the guy was like, oh, it's, free one. Holds up the finger, like you buy 2, you get 1 free. I'm like, oh shit, okay, thank you. Ate every blessed one of them, they're so good. But yeah, speaking of frail human constitution, I felt like I fought off that food poisoning pretty quick and pretty fast, which is surprising because it really did hurt. But I noticed a weird thing last night that I started feeling it again, way lighter, at like 5% pain, like no pain really, just awareness of something churning in my gut. And I wonder if it's that, because, I really didn't eat anything as soon as it started hitting me. I didn't eat anything for the whole next, many, almost an entire day. 18 hours, I guess. But then I went and ate a great big giant meal. Oh, there's the ribbons. I did it. Okay, so I was right to go on this little nowhere fucking street. I'm back in line with the ribbons already. Fuck yeah, dog. That's interesting. I don't quite know how this path, because I'm still seeing Seo-san from here, but I don't know how you get from there to here. But whatever, I did it in a slightly weird way. But I saw all the things. But anyway, I ate a great big meal. And I wonder if that's the thing, is like that creepy feeling that this bacteria that was in my gut, it wasn't all the way gone. There was still some in there. So maybe once I ate food, it's like I'm giving it fuel. I'm giving it fuel for its one last attempt for it to take me over and murder me. But all I got was a little queasiness, and then God bless the antibodies inside me that then battled it to fucking death. And presumably I'm just okay now. But I guess it's also like sometimes if you have like the flu, it seems a lot more obvious at night. You feel it a lot more than in the day. So it could be that too, like a combination of that I fed myself. And maybe at night was when the bacteria just had its last hurrah. Like, let's try one more time to proliferate. But yeah, it's a very creepy feeling that I just, ate a poisoned egg. It was just churning in my guts. I mean, in some ways, that's just all life is, right? It's just outside bacteria trying to devour you all the time. And someday it's going to win, So creepy. Ah, the little ribbons. Jeju, Olle. Nice. But yeah, whatever this fucking mountain is, I don't know, there's something in the distance, maybe. I guess at this point I just gotta walk. And, I'm just gonna let the ribbons guide me. Because besides that one part, trail section number 1, where it really takes you off on a wild tangent, other than that, I have found the Olle trail to be a very wise trail. And that part too, if I had had the extra 4 or 5 hours to go off on a wild tangent, is probably nice. It's probably real nice. It was just weird to me because it's the one part that goes so distinctly away from the coastline. But other than that, it seems to know where to send a person. So if there's a cool mountain that only takes 15 minutes to hike up, I bet dollars to donuts that if I keep following the trail, it will lead me there. So let's see. So what it might not lead me to is a convenience store. And I need, I need a convenience store. I need ice cream bars. This is not negotiable. All right, I'm at a cool lookout right across from Seogwipo. This is a really good view of it. This is not the big mountain I saw in the distance. This one's smaller. And there's a person, I'm on like the top floor of this observatory. There's a person sitting on the bottom floor under me, so I'm not going to talk too loud, so I'm hopefully not too annoying. But yeah, this is a fucking really good view. And this is a perfect example. Oh, I see. There's another bridge. I took the sandbar over to Seogwipo. There's another bridge. It like loops around like a crescent. It doesn't look very walkable. It might be though. But I think maybe the sandbar was the better idea. But this is a perfect example of how good those Olle trail markers are. Is they took me to something called the Seogwipo like Geo Trail, I think. And it's all these different bridges that go over water in this inlet. I'm looking down at it right now. So there's that, just that's there at all. I wouldn't even probably have known that was there. But the weird thing is I went across one of the bridges and then there was more I could have gone on. And it's like, okay, that stuff's there. But the trail marker said, no, never mind that. Go this way. And it was the trail up this little mountain to this observatory that I literally would have walked right past. Like I had to actually turn around and the trail into the woods was behind me. So, I mean, I guess I could have done both, but you know, I'm looking at the bridges from up here. I don't need to walk on them. That's one thing I've been learning is that things are kind of better from a distance anyway. From a distance, they look awesome. When you're right on them, it's not the same. It's not as good. The bird's eye view is the shit. But yeah, this is, pretty fucking nice, my man. Pretty fucking nice. Oh, I found a convenience store. How fucking delightful. I got... Usually when they have like the buy two, get one frees, it's pretty well labeled in Korean convenience stores. And they're a big fan of that. A lot of buy one, get one free, buy two, get one free. But it moves around a lot. You know, it might not be a Snickers bar today. It might be something else, you know, or whatever. So with the ice cream bars, I was surprised yesterday when it was a buy two, get one free because there wasn't really, there's just not room for the stickers or labels or whatever on the ice cream cooler. So I just bought 3 just in case. This was I think it was a 7-Eleven I was at yesterday. This was a GS25, so, you know, unlikely that they'd have the same deals. But I bought 3 just in case. And it was just buy 3, pay for 3, but that's fine. And it would be nice to just slowly eat them as I travel. I can see that mountain, the next mountain up. It's very visible now on the horizon. It's on its way. But because it's so hot, I had to eat those things real fast because they were just melting. But you know, not a bad problem to have. Eat 3 ice cream bars. And besides cramming a couple granola bars in my face on the bus, that's it. That's all I've eaten today. I am 50% melon ice cream bar right now. But yeah, one thing I thought was kind of interesting when I got off that last little mini mountain with the cool view, how I was saying that the trail, the Olle trail, sent me up the mountain rather than through all of the bridges. But then when I got to the bottom, then it led me to the bridges. But that's going exactly the wrong way. So I just said, I know, thank you. Because that's the other nice thing, being by the coast, it's so easy to just not follow the arrows. I mean, the coast is right there, just follow the coast instead. So I just went the other way along the coast and quickly rejoined up to the arrows. So what happened there, I guess just because this must be why trail number 1, they said took 4 to 5 hours when I walked that stretch in like half an hour, because it really does send you off in a bunch of places. So I got to assume that's the one. It would have sent me up further into the mainland, then down around to this geo walkway place, and to the view I was at, so you could see Seonsan before you go. Then it takes you down along the sandbar and then around on that other bridge to escape that it turns out does have a walking bit. So I did this whole bit out of order, but again, no big deal. You know, the coast is always there, so who cares? But this is also starting to explain why I thought it was so weird that to circumnavigate the circumference of the island is only 180 kilometers if you just follow the road, and only 200 some if you just follow the actual coastline. How is the Olle Trail over 400? What the fuck? And this is starting to explain that. It seems that the part I was at, going counterclockwise starting at Seogwipo, there just didn't happen to be a lot of variation. For that whole walk, for the whole first 5 or 6 days I was walking, the Olle Trail and the coastline were basically 1-to-1. That's really just all it was, just follow the coast mainly. So the Seonsan part is the first part where it has massively deviated, and so much so that it sends you way up into the inland, then brings you around, not only to see all the stuff, but to see it in the proper order, to introduce you to what's coming up next, and then looping back around on itself, and then out around onto Seonsan. You know, it's like a whole thing that if you did just follow it directly, it'd be fine. It'd probably be pretty cool. But yeah, I just didn't. And it's just nice that you don't have to. It's so easy. This is such a nice walk because it's got all the cool arrows. But if you want to bail out on the arrows, it's just no problem at all. Just follow the real coastline and the arrows will be there. They'll be there before long. You'll just reconnect. Pretty cool. And yeah, this mountain, instead of just calling it the mountain that's coming up, can I figure out what this fucking thing is called? Because it's very prominent now. You know, it's pretty big, it's in the distance. It's only 3:30. I feel like I should be able to make it there and make it up today. But I'm sure it's farther than it seems, you know. At the very least, I will make it there, and then I could start there next time. But I feel like I'll probably make it up there. But it is really tough to determine stuff like that on a map. Nope, not this. I saw something on the map that doesn't have English, but I do happen to have a Wi-Fi signal here. And it's just a place with hydrangeas. I'm sure that's nice, but you know, if I happen to walk by, that's fine. Whatever. When I get there, it'll be a lot easier to determine because then my blue dot will be on the spot. And yeah, it's been pretty nice with clouds keep stopping by, covering up the sun. Right now, there's clouds over top of me. They kind of come and go, but even just an occasional respite from the sun goes a long fucking way. Makes the day a lot better. So yeah, this is nice. So, back on the trail, mountain ahead of me, nothing else visible behind it, just more coastline. So just walk and walk and walk. You know, I had I think because I took 3 whole days off, which is a very long break on this little journey. The first was just a normal day off. Then I took a second day off because it was call home day, so I needed to be home very early in the evening. And then the third day was food poisoning day. So I think my brain was into this, was like, we gotta get back on this. We gotta get back on the journey. It's so cool. It's just so fun to walk around the outside of the island. What are you doing? Why has it been so long? So I had a dream. But man, the dream was weird. It was like, what's the point of describing dreams? But it was the basic setting of I'm walking to the next leg of the journey and I knew there was a mountain coming up. But then it became like I was finding, maybe this was because the hotel was replacing all of its stuff. Maybe that's why this was in my mind. But it was like furniture and stuff. I was finding all this furniture that seemed weirdly new. Yeah, it seems like a pretty direct relation now that I say it out loud. But that turned into some kind of detective mystery of like, some people went missing and the clues are in the furniture. But somehow I was discovering the furniture and trying to solve the mystery while walking along the outside of the island. Conceptually, it makes no fucking sense. But I guess just the fact that I started having dreams about this walk is notable. That's a pretty good sign that I probably should just end out my time in South Korea on Jeju. just to make sure I can make it the whole way, because this is clearly what my brain wants to do. It's just fun. It's just nice. This view of the mountain ahead of me, it's so clear. Like I'm just walking along basically like, I would say a sandbar, but there's no sand. A rock bar with just a road going through it and a bunch of algae and kelp and stuff, or kelp looking stuff in the water. And all I can see is just some hotels and then some houses and then that mountain. No washrooms is what I'm trying to say. No evidence of a washroom coming up anytime soon. And in fact, I haven't found one this whole fucking time. I secretly snuck away into the woods when I was at that cool lookout and just took a quick pee because I don't know what else to fucking do. So what I'm trying to say is I'm taking my bladder into my hands here, which is a gross thing to say, by drinking this Starbucks coffee, because it's medium big, 275 milliliters, and I don't fancy my chances of being able to pee anytime soon, but whatever, we're gonna do it. Cross your fingers for me, cross your cocks. Well, I just passed a young foreign lad, probably in his, it looked like he was in like his early 20s, and gave each other a nice hello, but man, I'm always impressed by that, because I did some traveling within Canada at that age. You know, I moved to Vancouver. That felt pretty epic to me. Then by my late 20s, I moved to New York, but I barely held on by my fucking fingertips. I did not integrate well with that. And then I finally went overseas in like my mid 30s and freaked the fuck out. Total culture shock, bailed out, came home. All of this going to Asia and crazy shit, it doesn't seem realistic that I would have been able to pull any of this off until I was in my late 30s and now my early 40s, you know. So I don't feel too bad. I don't beat myself up about the fact that I didn't travel more when I was young, because I just don't think I really could have done it. But when I see other people who do, it's fucking impressive. Nice work. But this guy, I mean, he was going the other way, so he came down off this mountain just now. He's following the clockwise route. And he's all kitted out. He's got the double hiking poles, which I feel like everywhere else in Korea, I'd say for sure, actually, those, I kind of enjoyed doing just the four-limbed scramble. But it would have made sense to have poles in a lot of places. I was thinking about how in Wisconsin, when there was snow up there, I was literally sliding down the snow hundreds of meters up a few times. Not the smartest thing, probably. But on this particular walk, perhaps the hiking poles are a little much, but what this guy did have that made a lot of sense in his full hiking kit is he was wearing a hat that was almost like a beekeeper's hat, almost. It was what it reminded me of. I don't know, it was just like a big wide-brimmed hat that had probably as like a bug net, but that was like rolled up. Anyway, that makes a lot of sense. I just need a great big hat. Because yeah, I do have to I forgot to do it today actually, like I do have to put suntan lotion on my ears because they're poking out of my little hat. A big hat would cover up my neck. However, am I gonna buy a big hat? Probably not. Hats are surprisingly expensive. I don't know. If I could get a cheap dollar store hat just to wear while I'm on Jeju and then abandon it, but I mean, it's all relative again. A lot of people would not consider 20 bucks a lot, but I feel like that's a lot just to wear a hat for a month and then leave it here. Because there's no way I'm carrying a big ass hat around with me. But yeah, that's interesting. That's, just see the fucking answer literally walk towards you later in the day. It's like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what proper hiker people with all the right equipment, that's what they do. And the other thing that I saw that was kind of cool is on that rocky sandbar part, there was a bunch of stuff hung up on strings as I walked along that kind of looked like as if someone was hanging up their socks to dry on a clothesline or something. But as I got closer, I realized they were squid. people just catch squid in that bay, I guess, and hang them up right there. There's like 100 of them. Just squid hanging there to dry, like socks. Like edible socks. But yeah, just kind of a neat little things. I've never seen that before. I may never see it again. Asia is eternally the gift that keeps on giving. I wonder, like, it's possible, I suppose, that other countries could be this way too. I feel like, just based on the example of the Netherlands, all of the European countries in that area, whenever I see clips of them and stuff, they sure do look remarkably similar to one another. But maybe, I don't know, who knows, maybe if I went to these different places they would stand out. But I always think of like Russia. If only Russia had not become fully insane. I mean, actually, I probably never would have gone to Russia anyway. It's just had a bad vibe. The place just seemed creepy. But especially not now, fuck them. I don't even know if you can go visit Russia, but I wouldn't, I feel like they're on that list of like North Korea, like just don't support these fucking places. Which, I mean, hey, again, not like it's tough to do, because they don't want you to come in anyway. You couldn't go if you wanted to, but I have a feeling you'd have a lot of these stories in Russia. These times when, just like, where it's like a glitch in the Matrix, like the VR suit is not working right. Like just things are just weird. The stories I've heard about Russia are so fucking weird. The wild dogs in the subways and the kids getting high on glue and just, I don't know, all this fucked up shit. Korea's nice because I still pretty often have these moments where it's just something I never could have planned for. Nothing I could have guessed was going to happen. I never thought I'd see a bunch of squid just pinned up to dry in the wind. But it just happens. You're like, there's a weird thing. There's a thing I didn't expect to see. But I guess what's nice about Korea, as opposed to like when you hear stories about Russia or North Korea, where it's like crazy shit that makes no sense. In Korea, it's like crazy shit that does make sense. It's like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, it makes sense that would happen. Why not? Even stuff like the wild dogs living in the fucking mountains. It makes sense. It's just unexpected, that's all, All right, arrows, where are you? Oh, there you are. I'm getting real close to this mountain now. I'm almost there. And it's only 4 o'clock, so yeah, I'll make it up there for sure. The clouds have passed. It's hot as fuck again. But there's no guarantee it's going to be any better tomorrow. Might be worse, because I would probably get here earlier in the day. So I think we're doing this today. Oh, speaking of though, now that my blue dot is closer and closer, let's see if I can figure out what this goddamn place is called. Jimibong. Jimibong. Man, I mean, I know I've said this a few times, but obviously the names of stuff, Korean stuff, has way different meanings to them. But man, all these names are very bizarre sounding when switched over to English. But that's got to be the weirdest one yet. Jimibong? Jimibong, ra ra ra, mama say, mama sa, mamakusa. But yeah, I'm heading to Jimibong. Oh, there's quite a big mountain in the distance I can see from here. But I can't tell if it's at all close to the coast. So that might not be something that I go to at all. And it looks really big. It looks unpleasantly big. But there's something out there. So I guess even without the 2,000 meter crazy fucking volcano mountain, there's still lots of mountains to hike around here. So in this case, unlike with Seonsan, where the arrows were going well out of their way to guide you there, not the case with Jimibong. They just took me straight by. So as soon as I realized that I was not being led here, I looped back around and just headed straight to the mountain. And it's just like, well, let's just hope for the best. Let's just try to figure this out. So I saw a little trail and headed toward it, but halfway here I realized, oh, this is not right. Because I was just basically walking through like what must be farmer fields. And there seems to be nothing going on with them right now. They don't seem like they have anything planted, but I walked along the edges not to tromp across anything. But I was like, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be here for sure. But I quickly made my way through. And now I'm on a path. And this looks a lot more official now. Yeah, there's even a light here. So this is not, I didn't find the proper entrance. I don't know. And wait a second. So yeah, now I'm walking up this thing and yeah, there's yet another light. So wow, could you actually go up here at night? Crazy, I didn't expect that. But what the fuck are these now? Is that a little ribbon? A little orange ribbon? So maybe, I guess this might be one of those things. Yeah, that's totally an Olle trail ribbon. There's no blue one, just an orange one. But I did see that there's places on the Olle trail where there's optional parts. That must be what this is. This must be one of the optional parts. I was following the main trail and it was just taking me away. But I think maybe it's just because, I guess just following purely from the arrows and stuff, it's just not quite enough sometimes. Like if I had a proper data plan on my phone, or I had a proper little Olle trail fucking map, then probably when I got here, it would have like a little alert. So like, hey, by the way, should you want to go up Jimibong, here's where you take the little side sojourn. Because it definitely wasn't obvious. And in fact, I thought I was going up. I don't even know if I'm going up. Now this trail's going back down. But yeah, this is basically like on Mount Royal, how there's not really. Well, on Mount Royal, there's a couple of paths, I guess, that go pretty much straight up, but generally they circle gradually around the mountain. So that's what's happening here. So it's very hard to tell if I'm going up or down, ultimately, because it's kind of doing both. Doing some up, doing some down. I don't know, I guess I'll just keep walking and see what happens. Because if I start going the other way, if I walk fucking 100 meters one way, and then it's like, oh wait, maybe it's the other way, so I walk 200 meters back that way, and then if that turns out to be wrong, and then I double back again, I don't know, just pick a direction and go and see what happens. Oh, hey, here's a map. Thank you. This is what I get for just popping onto the fucking mountain at the wrong spot. What? So, ahead of me is winding road. Back the way I came, winding road. That is not helpful. If this was in a fucking video game, okay, it looks like, so what I'm on, it looks like I could go either way. It looks like it doesn't matter. I'm on a road that just goes around the outside of the mountain and does not go up at all. So, if I keep going the way I'm going, I can connect to route number 1. That should take me to the peak at 400 meters. 400, wow, I thought this was smaller than that. And if I'd gone the other way, I would get to number 3, which in a longer, more roundabout way will take me also to the peak. All right, so, so yeah, I was getting annoyed too soon. The reason why there's no arrows and no distinct way to go is because it doesn't matter. They both go the same place, ultimately. All right, it's good to know. So, let's summit this bitch. So yeah, I'm on the number 1 route now. It's literally just wooden stairs that take you all the way up. And yeah, there's very clear Olle signs again, and the orange arrow. And man, I mean, I'm breathing a little heavy, but I'm fucking this up, dude. I was like, I could even do a podcast while I go up here. This is no fucking problem. Oh man, I'm not even all the way up and turning around behind me. That's a view and a half, dude. That is good. But yeah, it's such a shame that I can't really figure out a good way to do the 2,000 meter volcano, because it's the walking across thing. The distance across, you know, you just gotta walk across half the goddamn island. So it takes like 4 fucking hours. And then getting back down, you know. I just do not want to walk 2,000 meters down. I will fuck my knee right up. But I wish there was a way I could try just going up the 2,000 meters. If I could just go up at like a steepness like this, just stairs that go straight up. And then if I could somehow get down, you know, if there was a, like on Mount Kapao, Mount Bladao. What was that called? Mount Takao in Tokyo. If there was a way if I could go up 2,000 meters and then take a fucking trolley down, I would love to do it just to see if I can go up 2,000 meters, because I'm super confident that I can. I mean, if this is 400, I can do 400 standing on my fucking head. It's so easy. What's this times 4? Fuck it. This times 4 is not all the way up there, that's what. But hey, what's this times 5? I just feel like I could totally do that. It's the gradual sideways part and the getting back down. And the having to book it in advance, and the having to show up the crack of fucking dawn. Oh, look at that view, holy fuck. Again, still just turning around to look behind me. Really fucking good. But yeah, I'm thinking too that, you know, there's something to be said for just wandering and seeing what's gonna happen. But I think I should look ahead a little on the Jeju Olle map for stuff like this. Like, now that it's getting to be less direct, now that there are these optional side routes, basically if the side route is a mountain, I do want to do it. If it's not, and then we'll see. But yeah, I feel like this is something I should look up ahead of time just to know when they're coming. Because like in this case, for instance, I mean, you couldn't miss this mountain. It's a big ass fucking mountain. But I certainly missed whatever signage was supposed to lead me here. So yeah, maybe I'll do a little pre-checking just to see if there's optional routes coming up. I know there is one near here that's an actual island you have to take a ferry over to. But apparently the walk around the outside of it is literally just like walking on a highway. They said it kind of sucks. There's a lot of traffic. So I'll be skipping that one. Man, yeah, this view from the top is real good. There were some guys up here taking pictures where I gotta respect that, you know, everywhere you go, there's always, you're in the way of somebody's picture, but these guys had like a thing that makes bubbles, you know, like soap bubbles. So the one guy was taking a picture of his friend with the bubbles floating around, and it's like, ah, that's cool. At least it's not just your generic fucking Instagram fucking, oh, look at me picture. This was like, you know, a cool picture, a little something cool, a little bubble magic. And yeah, it's cool up here. It's like, there's Seonsan, and I'm just looking at like, all right, there's the first mountain that I was on that I saw the view from. There's the crescent that goes over to Seonsan and across the other way, that if I had properly followed the Olle Trail, we would have gone along. But then there's the walk along the shore, and then there's the longer one where I was complaining that I didn't see any washrooms, which incidentally I still have not, but that's where the squid are hung up, which I obviously cannot see the tiny squid from here. But it's so cool to see the whole walk. Like, that's everything I did today. I don't exactly know where the bus stop is that I got off at, but in that vicinity. And then other than that though, like, I can distinctly see the exact route that I took. That's so fucking neat. And yeah, walking up 400 meters, dude, it's just a piece of piss. I keep bringing it up because, like, I don't know, I guess because there's been a lot fewer mountains here. There's way more mountains in Busan, mountains all over the place. And even once I found that big mountain in Jecheon, it was like 700 meters. It was pretty severe. And then Bukhansan in Seoul, I mean, that was so severe that I had to turn back a couple times, you know? Like, those are actual mountains. That's like for real mountains. That, yeah, it's been so flat here on Jeju. You know, it's either the fucking volcano or it's just these smaller ones. So I guess maybe I'm just a little itching for a little more mountain climbing, because I'm like, yeah, 400 meters, are you kidding? That's fucking nothing. And I'm looking around and, there's nothing else much bigger than this besides the volcano. I guess though, if I look inland, I mean, there are some other things inland. There is one, like that one I saw earlier, that one mountain. Whatever that is, it's for sure bigger. So I don't know, maybe I should look into that. Maybe I should start traveling inland a bit. I mean, I'll worry about doing the coast first, but I guess if I've got time at the end, maybe I'll see what else I can do that's not the 9-hour mega hike. Though, I mean, the more I think about it, I'm like, that's just a long fucking, it's ill-advised. But if I regularly woke up at 7 a.m. and that wasn't a problem, I would really think about it, but that's so impossible for me. I mean, I woke up at like noon or 1 p.m. today, I don't know. There is zero fucking chance that I can pre-book a day to wake up early and not just be fucked. So it's just not gonna happen. But yeah, like, I don't know, I'm just not even tired. It's like, fuck it, 400 meters? Give me another one. Put another mountain on top of this mountain so I can mountain while I mountain. But also from here, I can see that island I mentioned that is the most obscure of the Olle side trails. That, yeah, you can take a ferry over to that island, and it looks okay. It looks kind of nice. But yeah, the thing I read did say that it's not set up the way this is set up. Instead of the relative calmness, how being by the shore keeps you away from the main road most of the time. On Jeju, apparently this little wee island, the road around the outside is the main road, so let's find out what that's called. Udomyeon? Udomyeon? The Mangru Lighthouse? Oh yeah, I can see it from here. There's the little lighthouse. And I think I see another lighthouse. Udo Cheongjin Port is maybe the other thing that I'm seeing. And the Byangdo Lighthouse, but that's on the other side. I don't think I can see that from here. That's cool though. Again, if I went over there, then it wouldn't feel like as cool, Once I'm over there, I would just be over there. It would feel just like a normal place. Seeing it from a distance, fuck it, I don't need to go over there. That's cool though. Just a little island. Like, it must be weird to live over there. I got to assume it's exclusively fishermen, because otherwise you'd just be, Jeju's already a relatively cut off kind of place. Now you're double cut off. How do you even go to Daiso? Got to take a fucking boat? It's crazy. I wonder how many convenience stores there are over there. Like, it's probably like, I'm going to guess 3, if even, who knows. Anyway, there we go. Today, officially complete what I wanted to complete. Jimibong, super duper worth it. By my Billy Goat standards, mega easy to get up here and a really beautiful view, like just awesome. You can see all around. So from here, I guess I'll just go down, keep on moseying and just try to reconnect. Just try to move along the coast to the point where I can reconnect with the trail and a bus stop on the 201 line, relatively close to each other. But I'm still feeling pretty energetic. Maybe I'll just keep on going. Keep on rolling, baby. I guess we'll see. Maybe once I get to the bottom of this and start walking, I'll realize I really am out of gas and I'm just full of adrenaline right now. That's also possible. But yeah, this rules, man. This is super nice. Jimibong. Can't miss the Jimibong. Jimibong. Rah, rah, rah. Mama say, mama sa. It's a Bloodhound Gang reference, who they themselves are referencing Michael Jackson. And I don't know who the fuck Michael Jackson was referencing. What the fuck is Mama Say Mama Sama Makusa? What does that goddamn mean? I have no idea. But yeah, also, there has to be a washroom somewhere. What the shit, man? Come on. This has been the longest stretch yet with no washroom. This is vexing. I feel like I should just keep going for that alone. Just keep stubbornly going forward till I find a washroom. Man, I'm probably a little more wiped than I thought. I was just washing my hands and I saw on the sink it said made in Korea. I was like, oh, you don't see made in Korea all the time. And then I realized, oh, I'm in Korea, you fucking idiot. I'm at a little beach called Hado Beach, H-A-D-O. Very pretty little beach. Nobody here except 3 surfers. And I always just like it when there's surfers around. It's just cool. Surfer culture I just think is cool. But additionally, there's washrooms. And I never really realized that before, because generally there's just washrooms around all the time. But surfers always mean washrooms because, you know, they need to rinse themselves off and they need facilities. So that's another bonus. Not only are surfers just cool, they're just cool people who do cool stuff. Oh, they're all women too, these particular surfers. But they also, it means if there's surfers around, then the washrooms abound. Good to know. And yeah, unfortunately, this washroom was not in time to save me from peeing in the woods twice in 2 different batches of woods. I'm just glad there were woods, just because I happen to be on mountains. Mountains are the only place where there's enough trees to go sneak away and pee. But I won't complain because this thing was here to let me take a nice poop, which not a huge deal because I do think it's a good maneuver lately that I've just been only eating just like a couple little energy bars, a couple granola bars, no heavy meals before hiking. But now that the bus ride home is like this hour-long epic, I feel a lot more comfortable hitting up a washroom first before I get on an hour-long bus. You know, it'd probably be fine. But why put yourself through that if you don't have to? So thank you, Hado Beach, I'll take it. As long as there's at least one fucking washroom at some point during the day, that'll do. Yeah, this is real pretty. I like this little beach. Also, there's Wi-Fi here, so I looked up Mama Se Mama Sama Makusa. It's from a song from the early 70s that it's something in the Cameroonian language. I didn't look into it deeply, but I noticed the guy who wrote the original song, he was trying to sue the estate of Michael Jackson and Rihanna for using that lyric, but I couldn't help but notice that he neglected to sue the Bloodhound Gang. What, the Bloodhound Gang's not good enough for you, asshole? You're gonna sue people? You're not gonna sue the goddamn Bloodhound Gang? That's offensive. And I also pulled up the Jeju map. And yeah, it looks like even the official map, it does show some areas where there are alternate routes you can take, but it only shows the really major ones. So like there's not another one coming for a long time, not till I get to the northwestern part of the island, like past Jeju City. So little stuff like this, like the little side sojourn onto Jimibong, isn't on the map anyway. So it looks like the map won't help me. I guess I just gotta be aware. If I walk by something that looks fucking rad, but the arrows aren't pointing me to it, just go check it out. And then once I get there, maybe the arrows will be there to help me. Maybe they won't, but whatever. Wow, this is nice. Holy fucking shit, this is nice. And there's some kayakers. Also, it's gotten more cloudy. Downright chill in the air right now, which is fucking wonderful. I'll take it. Almost 6 o'clock. So yeah, this next little stretch doesn't go particularly close to the 201 bus line, so I guess I'll just keep walking. If I walk far enough, I'll reconnect more or less with the bus. If not, if I gotta bail out, I just gotta go inland. Just hang a left, go inland till I hit the major road. But yeah, I think I'm basically done for today. I'm just gonna keep on walking along this shoreline. This is fucking super nice. Super nice. I mean, a lot of it too. Not only it is nice, but yeah, once the sun gets behind some clouds, get behind me, Satan. Get thee behind me, son, you fucking devil. Just makes everything feel double nice. This feels so nice. Everything has just got a nice filter over it. It does make pictures, I think I said this already, it makes pictures look way worse. Pictures look, fantastically Like, they look fake. They look so amazing when the sun's out. Everything is just so bright and amazing, and it just looks like you photoshopped the fuck out of it, but it's real life. So it makes all your pictures look worse when the sun's behind some clouds, but it makes literally everything else better. This feels fucking awesome. Oh yeah, and the beach continues on here. It's actually a bigger beach than I thought. And there's motherfucking nobody here. Like, looking along this whole beach coming up ahead of me. It's one dot, one speck that might be a person, but I'm not even sure. And that is it. So I think I've pretty much turned the corner. It's kind of surprising because I was definitely heading, from south to north when I started today, and now I'm pretty much going from east to west. Yeah, I don't think I'm at the top. How weird. There's something coming up called Byeolbangjin Fortress, Byeolbangjin. So that seems like a hell of a place to stop. Oh, and there's a bus stop, but is that the 201 or not? Unfortunately, no Wi-Fi. There is, though. There are bus stops right by there, but I don't know if I can specifically take those buses, but if not, I'm sure the 201. Oh, maybe not. I was going to say maybe I assume the 201's not too far away, but the main street is kind of far away. Anyway, whatever, we'll see. But this is one of those points when I can see ahead of me. And again, this feels like a fucking video game. Like moving into different biomes, in like Breath of the Wild when you move to different areas, or, any game that has like a huge map where things gradually change from one feeling to another, where I can see way down the coast and it just looks so far away. It's like, oh man, which of course it is. It's going to take me many days to walk this thing. Even just this part of this thing. Oh, and there's one of those stamp boxes. Haven't seen one of those in a while. But yeah, what's different about this view ahead of me is I've definitely left all of those mountains to my left and behind me. Ahead is super, super flat, and there's windmills. Fuck tons of windmills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I feel like I can see 16 windmills, but only about half of them are moving. So I'm not totally sure. But even if it's just 8, that's a lot of windmills. It reminds me of there's this one windmill in Toronto that wasn't that far from my old apartment when I lived in Little Portugal. It was a bit of a weird landmark. But yeah, here there's a bunch of them, just tons. And it's like, am I going to go walk over there, I guess, amongst the windmills? Like, it feels impossibly far away. I guess with the God rays of the sun, too, just the way they're coming through the clouds. Like, I've reached the point now where the sun is in front of me, which could become a problem as we go, since I always start so late in the day, and now I'm not walking with the sun at my back. I might be walking with the sun ahead of me. This could be trouble. But right now, luckily, it's pretty cloudy. But yeah, just the sun coming through the clouds like a fucking old Jesus painting. It looks like another world. It looks so far away. It looks like if this were video games, it looks like that it's designed to suggest to the player, don't worry about that. That's not a place you can get to. That's some other island. That's just like a backdrop. That's like, if you did a boundary break and went over there, there's nothing over there. You can't actually go there. But I can actually go there, and I am actually going over there. Fuck, it looks so far away. Oh, and there are a couple of mountains still ahead of me. Now I can see them as I turn the coast. But yeah, for sure a good time to bail out. Only 6:30, but I started a little earlier than usual today. And I'm pretty wiped. So yeah, the fortress. The fortress will be my official stop point. Byeolbangjin Fortress. All right, well, thank you. Thank you for listening. This was a bit of a weird one in this series because half of it was just me not on the journey, learning mostly dubious life lessons, but one that was actually useful. When I was buying the melon ice cream bars today, and I went over to grab a coffee, I did see on the shelf the exact brand bag that I had from before that gave me food poisoning. And now I know, probably an obvious thing that everybody knows, but if the shell's cracked, don't eat that shit. I didn't know that. Or I just assumed, maybe I just assumed that making noodles is a lot hotter. I assumed it was hotter than it is, I was like, that'll just, whatever. If there's a problem, it'll boil away. But probably it was just a nice lukewarm soup, just right. It probably made the bacteria happy. It's probably like, yay, bacteria soup. Oh, now we're going in a belly. What could be better? What could be better than this? Fucking little dicks. How dare you coat the earth? How dare you exist before humankind? And how dare you, undoubtedly that you will be here, and how dare you undoubtedly survive well beyond humankind? How fucking dare you? You cocks. But all right, that is a wrap. And after all those days off, I feel very good about today's journey. That was a lot of fun. That was fucking good stuff. So join me next time as we continue the approach. Geez, at this point, how close am I to Jeju City? Am I getting anywhere near there? Nope. Nope. Not at all. A very long way to go. But yeah, if this does lead me to walking directly toward the sun the whole time, we'll see. That might be a problem. That might call for a mulligan. I don't necessarily have to just keep going directly from here. Oh, this fortress, I saw some people, I thought they were just on a roof, but no, I guess this fortress thing, it's like a wall. So it's a family with their wee baby taking pictures up on this wall. What the heck is this? Oh, this is kind of cool. The fortress does mainly just seem to be a wall, just a wall that goes around, presumably this is where the fort used to be. But what's in here now is just a normal neighborhood, just normal houses, normal residential neighborhood surrounded by an ancient fortress wall. That's pretty fucking cool. However, I'm not walking up on the wall because, like I said, there was that family up there. I don't want to get in their way. And I don't know that there's any other way off the wall once you get up there. And I'm starting to get tired. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it in the legs now. I don't need to be up on some goddamn fortress wall right now. I just need to find a bus. But all right, we'll pick up at the fortress next time. Thank you for listening. Adifucking-os.